Here's the honest truth. Like I was actually looking at the markets right now, and then I was able to realize that a lot of traders out there are failing big, and not because of the fact that they've got things wrong, but because of just one big mistake that is costing them so much money in the markets, to a point that if you are able to understand it and you're able to see it and deal with it, you'll notice that there is a lot of potential to the upside compared to the downside. So I was actually placing a trade here. I've been here sitting down for a couple of hours now, looking at the market, scanning, and trying to just find opportunities and stuff. And I just decided, because I was like, you know what, what is that one thing that I can say that's currently helping me, that I believe someone out there that's watching this video would be able to benefit from it. And I was like, okay, no man, it's a mistake that I nearly done, but I was able to avoid it. And obviously, just by that, it'll help someone out there to be able to understand. And yeah, I'm Liswa Mutupi. For those that do not know who I am, I've been actively trading the markets for the past 8 years now. I believe 8 years, going for 9 years within the next few months. And with that being said, I have been as well documenting down my journey on the internet, so that even me, it feels nice to remind myself that okay, this is where I come from. Those are the things that I went through, and at the same time show my learnings and all those things. So it feels good. And yeah, man, I've also built a community on the internet that helps traders be able to just profit and win from the markets with all the experiences that I learn and the things that I'm able to see through. So today I want us to take a look at one of the biggest mistakes that I did mention that most traders are doing. And once you're able to avoid this mistake, you would be able to obviously gain more profitability. Or if you're not profitable, you'd be able to become a profitable trader. But not even just that, you would see massive results, especially in your trading. So I do have a young slide point right here that I want us to actually take a look at. So the very first thing that I want us to look at is, when it comes to the mistake, when it actually comes to this exact same thing, the honest truth is that over leveraging is one of the things that most people are, they don't really have a future, not even in a negative way, but in a way whereby once you over leverage, once you use too much leverage, once you are able to just put yourself in a hole, automatically you put yourself in a position whereby you are exposed to so much risk, to a point whereby eventually you are not going to be a trader. And not because of the fact that you are not a trader mentally and psychologically. No, because of you don't have any more funds to, funding your trading accounts. Like if you've got $100 and then you blow it all, you're not a trader anymore because you haven't got funds in your account. You can't say you're a trader when you don't have funds. So those are some of the things that I saw. And chasing quick wins, so over leveraging and at the same time chasing quick wins, is one of the two most important things. When I add them into one, it results to that big mistake. Because honestly speaking, what causes us to over leverage is the fact that we are chasing those big wins. I want a big win and I want it right now. I want it today. So I am going to over leverage. Whatever leverage that I have, it's not enough. I'm going to go in more. I'm going to risk whatever that I have in order to, I'm not even looking at how much I'm losing. I'm looking at how much I'm going to be gaining. And that on its own, it's a major disadvantage towards a lot of people that are starting out, because you haven't really got the skill to grow a very small account to big numbers, and at the same time you're not that consistently profitable, which means that even if you catch a quick win, it won't be as consistent. And also it comes back down to some people that are able to do that, they do have funds that are coming in consistently, which means that they're able to, even if it doesn't work out now, they're able to fund again and then work towards it. So for you, find out that odds are against you and it's not really a thing that you can look into. So let us now speak on what exactly are the best ways that we can move into you going forward, or how you'd be able to take advantage on this. Because why most people are trapped by this, because of the fact that they are impatient and they want to obviously become successful overnight. I mean, like, it would feel good even for me. I remember when I was starting out, when I was still it was hard, the journey was not easy and stuff. But sometimes when you look back, those are the beautiful moments that shape a lot. Like just through that hustle, through that process, through that late night, through that putting in the work. Like now, even now, man, like I'm looking at the markets now, it's late. I don't even know what time it is. I lost time. I'm tired now. but I just felt like, it'll feel good to just like, put this on, record this video here, just so you're able to get something from it. But at the same time, still, push. I'm still looking at the markets. I'm still productive. I'm still doing something. I'm not changing what it is that I'm just happening to share more with this. So it's things more like that. But people, they want to not go through the journey, go through the process, but they want to actually flip it overnight. And the honest truth is, as quick as you are going to make it, you are going to lose it that quick. So we need to be able to, be on the lookout for things like that. I mean, for instance, I used to take $100 accounts and then risk half of it out of one trade, hoping that it would double, things like that there. And that was, at that time, it was nice. It felt good, but looking at it now, I felt like, it did waste a lot of my time, because if I never really done that and I was able to look at things the way that I do now, or in terms of respect the risk in a certain way, yes, even if obviously it's a life account, so I can risk like 5% or 10%, even if it meant that, but that would have helped me a lot, instead of trying to risk 50% of my whole account just so I can, double an account, which means that I only have 2 trades in the market, which means that every trade to me is too emotional, because I'm hoping that trade is the one that, takes me out. You understand? So it's tough. It's not too nice. So now I want us to speak more on about the solution. So what exactly would the solution be? So the thing is, like with me, I did say that, like, obviously risking, a very specific amount of capital would be fair for you. But on a life account, sometimes you can get, maybe a bit more too confident, or you're seeing a trade that is moving a bit more well, and you'd like to increase the risk on it, things like that. It's a life account anyways, it's yours. It's not like it's a prop firm, they tell you what to do and all that. So with that, like I did say, for me, risking like at least 5% would be fair. If my 5% is not enough, that means that I need to get more money and grow my account. But risking 5% would be fair. But obviously, the best risk to reward methods would be like 1 or at least 2 to be, on the safe side. Normally, that is much more better, especially when you trade in prop firms. But I see some people that are a bit more impatient. So at least 5. And one of the best things that you can do is, when you are losing, like maybe you're going on a losing streak, then you decrease the risk. You take it down, like maybe half, like 2.5, and then 1%, up until once you're profitable and then you make some profits, then you're able to increase it back to where it's supposed to be. So those are things that we can work on. And then the second thing that we are going to do as a solution is, we are going to focus a bit more on the consistency, and not on like flipping accounts. Our goal is not to flip an account, like, gamble type thing, but it's now consistency. Can we show up every single day? I remember with me, I was like, you know what, I funded an account, and I was like, I don't want to double this account, but my goal is to have it in the next 6 months, and anyways, whatever profits that I make, I just have to have it, like, not lose it, like, just have it. So which means that when I was losing money, I was risking small. When I was making money, I would increase risk, and that was nice. It felt good respecting and doing that, like compounding, which brings us to the next point, which is the compound slowly, but those small daily wins are able to add up, and then eventually they become something massive and something huge. But let's say, for instance, you've got $200 account, and you're making 5 to 10% profits each and every single month. Over time, looking at it, that $200, the first time, if it's 10%, that's $20 this time. But now you have $220, which means on the second time, it's not no longer $20, it's now $22. So you see that eventually, once it gets on the 6th month, on the 10th month, how gang is it going to be? That's going to be way too much. So we need to be able to look at those things. And what are some actionable items that you can take, that you can learn from this video? Like I did say, it's looking at the markets now. There's so many things that are going on. It's insane. But with that being said, I just want us to sum it up so that you're able to take home some actionable tips that you can literally take, practice, and then see results as of now. The first thing is, only trade high probability setups that matter, setups that actually you've practiced, that you are confident in, not ego, like in terms of thinking that it's all going to work, but setups that even if it doesn't work out, you are comfortable with taking a loss on it, because you're comfortable to take the trade. So focus on doing that, look a bit more on it, and then at the same time use proper stop loss and risk to reward. The very first thing that I do when I enter a trade is risk to reward. I see where my stop loss is going to be. I see where my take profit is going to be, if it matches my risk reward methods, and then if it does make sense, I can take it. If it doesn't, even if it's a good setup, I'm not going to take it, because anyways, it's not the right setup for me. And then one of the other things that you can do is obviously you need to avoid over trading, because it is for the account is still small. You see, when the account is small, the more trades you take, the more you are going to lose. You understand? So avoid taking too many trades. Just take those nice high probability trades that are eventually going to add up into big wins, and that eventually maybe becomes like a bigger win, but because of management and how you're going to be moving a bit more forward with it. I mean, the honest truth is, when I was trading back then, I was doing so many things, I was trying so many things, and that's what led me to being able to be exposed to these many mistakes. And this was the biggest one that I was able to be exposed to. But ever since I was able to jump on the other side in terms of at least having a few years, and sometimes profitability is not even in terms of, oh, I've made too much money. No, profitability is also like the fact that I've given the markets too many years to a point whereby I know like what's going on. I can see the markets. Like, it's not like I don't see. I can see the markets. I know what's going on. And even if at times I still doubt myself, I still doubt but I know what's going on. It's not like there's nothing else that I know in the world better than trading. Do you get it? So the same way someone can give 8 years to something, a specific subject or something, I've given more than 8 years towards just trading on its own. So I know this more than anything that I know in my life, and other things I don't really know too well. You get it? Because it's only 100% focused on this. So it's more on like that. And yeah, man, I'm excited that you did watch this video up until this end. Hopefully it did help you be able to just understand that one big mistake that most traders, I hope that you are not most traders, but are making, and at the same time how to avoid it, because I don't just give you problems, but I give you solutions as well. If you did happen to find this video available, make sure that you like and as well subscribe to it. I will see you in the next YouTube video. Also, you can check out the very first link in our description, is where you'd be able to get access to our community. I'll see you in the next YouTube video. It is your boy Luso Mutupi. I thank you so much for watching.